3 a.m. Not again. Not another one. Say it ain't so. In the early morning hours, led by the United States under Donald Trump, alongside Israel, they launched coordinated military strikes against Iran. Explosions were reported across multiple Iranian cities as unlawful war began. And if you woke up this morning thinking, wait, didn't we go through this a few months back? Well, you're not imagining it. This is epic fury. More like Tropic Thunder. But let's chat about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, then this is what I need you guys to do. Smash that like button, subscribe, and share with your tribe. Now, back to the chat, guys. So, naturally, within the hours of 3 a.m., all of us had the questions. Are the Epstein files that bad? I thought Trump said no to wars. Why are we involved in this? What does this mean for the world? And guess what? These are all valid questions, but the reactions alone don't tell the story. So let's break it down. When announcing the operation described publicly as Operation Epic Fury, Trump didn't stick to strategy. He admitted that the American lives could be lost in the course of this military campaign. This wasn't euphemism. This was direct. He claimed the operation as necessary to eliminate what his administration described as imminent threats and missile capacity, as we'll see in this video.
That they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And
so the video was pre-recorded. It's giving TPA USA alternate halftime show vibes. And why wasn't it done live? Did Trump not want to have to face the press and have to answer hard questions in real time? Now, in the video, he talks about Iran being a nuclear threat. But to who? Because all that stuff he brought up was from decades ago. They never threatened us. But Netanyahu, for the past 30 years, has been trying to convince the U.S. that Iran is building a nuclear uranium weapon any day now. For 30 to 40 years, it's been any day now. And now Trump, the only person to take him serious, has involved this country in an unlawful manner, which will put the lives of many in danger. Now, the conversation is no longer what if, it becomes what's next. And that brings us to the real question people are asking now. Is this a limited operation? Or is this a cover-up for something bigger? You know, those Epstein files. To distract from the issues in this country. So what did the strikes actually target? Well, according to multiple reports, the U.S. and Israel hit a range of military infrastructure and leadership-related sites across Iran, including near Tehran and other major cities. The stated objectives included disrupting missile capabilities, targeting military installations, complicating nuclear-related infrastructure, and pressuring strategic leadership targets. Oh, and by the way, they also hit an all-girl school, ending the lives of over 50 innocent young girls, and the total is unfortunately rising. Now, shortly after the strikes, Iranian forces launched their own barrage of missiles and drones, not only towards Israel, but also at multiple U.S. and allied bases across the region. Some of the facilities reportedly involved include now, hopefully I don't mess these names up, but if I do, my apologies. But Al Udeid Air Base Qatar, Al Salim Base in Kuwait, Al Dafara Air Base UAE, the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain, and additional sites in Jordan, Iraq, and neighboring Gulf states. In some of those locations, intercepted missiles caused debris casualties, like the one death reported in Abu Dhabi after fragments fell on a residential area. And during this recording, it's been reported that the Abu Dhabi International Airport had been hit as well in response to the strikes. Now, over the last week, there had been talks of a possible attack. But once the initial attack happened overnight, the responses followed. Iran has said it views its response as self-defense, and that's fair. Officials at the United Nations and within Iran's foreign ministry have stated that as long as military operations continue on their territory, then they will consider U.S. and Israeli bases legitimate defensive targets. And they have the right to defend themselves against the villains of its country. Now, this describes a cycle of action and reaction that's playing out based on false claims of one government claiming another is a threat to them and their country. This is epic fury. None of us want it. Now, an unlawful war puts soldiers in danger. It has families watching the news and are terrified for their family members in the military. The civilians in these conflict zones are in a lot of danger. Regional stability is at risk, and global economic uncertainty is guaranteed. And people are anxious on both sides. Now, social media. Speculation has exploded. World War III hashtags on all posts. Old footage of people saying Kamala would send your sons to war are resurfacing. And boy, did those posts from people like Stephen Miller age terribly. Outrage from MAGA is unleashing as they begin to realize Trump lied to them. And many of us are wondering, where's Congress in this moment? Stephen Miller is extremely quiet right now. Stephen Bannon, crickets. I'm curious to see and hear what the broadcasters like Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, and Theo Vaughn have to say about this moment. The other candidate told us what happened. So here's what actually matters now. With a president who has no checks and balances, what's the end goal? Is there even a clear strategy beyond these strikes? Are diplomatic back channels still open? And who else is going to get involved? And when does this end? We're watching the second phase right now where decisions definitely matter. What's happening is some sort of regime change war that Trump didn't have a right to start. And we're seeing it unfold in real time. It's very serious. It affects real lives. It affects the global stability. It affects markets, and it's happening at a speed most of us haven't seen in years. Watch what happens next and stay informed, because at 3 a.m., something shifted, and now we're all seeing the ripple effects of it. But for more content like this, stay connected. Put me in your algorithm by hitting that like, that share, and subscribe, and drop a comment so we can chat. And until next time, chat with you later.